Scorpio, Scorpio. Scorpio, in the past position, we have the Six of Cups reversed. And you guys could have definitely been holding some kind of grudge, specifically around somebody that you love even. Dare I say, I think that this person felt like the feeling was mutual. I think probably the resentment or the spite may have been mutual just as much as the love. So I see that here. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles, very much like a mastering your emotions, mastering maybe the way that you relate to another, the way that you are in relationships. This could have been something like you focusing really hard on something you were learning or something that you were creating, maybe a routine, etc. Maybe something in regards to a job. We have fast progress in the past position. So move forward with swift precision and do what must be done now. So with that Six of Cups reverse, it could have felt like doing the right thing was the hard thing. Okay, because I think you were needing to make progress into something. It almost feels like you were dealing with something emotionally, and it could have felt like that was impacting your day-to-day routine, your career, your job, what it is that you were trying to study, or what it is that you were trying to work on. But it seems like you did make some level of progress, especially with the Eight of Pentacles. Like the Eight of Pentacles is no slouch. This is somebody who weeds out distractions and hyper fixates and focuses on what it is that they're trying to work on. So that's seemingly what you guys were trying to do. I mean, it's Sun in Virgo, Sun in Virgo is incredibly perfectionistic. So let's see the current position. We have the Hangman. I mean, very different from the Eight of Pentacles. You seem to be really surrendering to something. And that surrender, that kind of hanging back instead of trying to push or force something is giving you a lot of perspective on life, on yourself, on your, sorry, I have like a hair over here somewhere, on your one-on-one relationships. The Nine of Pentacles. Ooh, I really like this, Scorpio. I hope I wasn't saying Sagittarius. I just got done saying doing Sag. So if I was, please excuse me. The Nine of Pentacles. I mean, this is like a very solo energy, just trying to enjoy your life, putting effort into your finances. And I mean, look at this. In the past position, Eight of Pentacles, right? Nine of Pentacles in the current position, which means you have progressed. And we saw this fast progress. I think that you guys need to take a second and see how much you've actually changed in the positive direction. How much you've actually accumulated, or how much you look. Nine of Cups. Damn. You don't need nobody. You don't need nobody. Okay, I heard Scorpio rising. Some of you are a Scorpio rising. Or maybe that's just how you feel. Maybe you feel like a Scorpio rising. Scorpio risings are very they can be very intimidating. They can be very self-assured, like in their highest vibrate, very self-assured. They can make you see yourself. It's almost like looking in very reflective water, you know what I mean? But this is like really getting what it is that you want, being very self-assured. And look at this, you're very close to achieving your goal. Scorpio, what is good, dude? This is so beautiful. Wow. So something that you've been making progress on, you seem to be really close. The King of Swords in the future position, I heard the word articulate. I don't usually use that word very often, but I heard articulate, very confident in what you say and what you're doing. For some of you, you could be giving advice or receiving advice from another. I would take it. Okay. Or if you have good advice to give, I would give it because I feel like it's legit. The Lovers. Damn, Scorpio. It feels like networking for some reason for me. Networking, maybe collaborating with people, but it could be love if that's something that you're interested in. If you're already in a relationship, maybe it's this one in the past position. I see it evolving into something bigger and better than it was. Two of Pentacles reverse. You may feel a little confused, or you may feel like you have a lot on your plate once you get to this point and you don't really know what to do with it. Gemini. So networking. Look at how funny is that? It literally says networking on the thing. Networking, being open-minded. Gemini is a mutable sign. Using your intellect, giving advice, right? Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so giving advice, getting advice, like I was telling you. So let's go ahead and do some clarification. Why is the Six of Cups reversed in the past position for Scorpio? Why is that Six of Cups reversed in the past position for Scorpio? The Devil reversed. Well, I'm not mad at you. This feels like you were very empowered to do something. I think that something was keeping you stuck. You know, you may have been feeling like, poor me, you know, woe is me, whatever. There could have been a situation where you realized either something lacked depth, or someone lacked depth. There was a lot of resentment, spite, childish behavior between maybe you and another person, or another person was doing that to you. But there is a realization of that. And the Devil reversed is really good because once we have an awareness of the toxicity or what is holding us back, then we can actually do something about it, which essentially is what you did. You guys may have shut somebody out. Maybe it was temporarily, maybe it was forever. I don't know. Tell me about that Queen of Cups. Why is the Queen of Cups here? Oh, this is the, oh my God, I feel like such an idiot. This one I was talking about before is the Seven of Pentacles. This is the Eight of Pentacles reversed. I think you had love for something, but you just felt like it wasn't going anywhere. Same cards at the bottom of the deck as well. There was someone that you really cared for, still care for, but it wasn't going anywhere. You're like, oh, no matter how much I pour into this, it just like doesn't meet my standard, or I can't meet this person's standard. And you could have found yourself or another person being incredibly critical of the connection, you know? And sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes we need to be that. Sometimes we need to be a bit critical, you know? But again, and I mean, like, I feel like your heart was in the right place because of that Queen of Cups, but I think that you and somebody else just were like, this just isn't working. Like, no matter how we try to force it or make it happen, it's just like not working. Tell me about that Seven of Pentacles. Well, I feel so dumb. Tell me about that Seven of Pentacles. Apparently, I don't know how to count. Why is the Seven of Pentacles there? The Knight of Pentacles reversed. It's like being so invested in something that's not going anywhere. This is what this reminds me of. It's like you keep putting gas in the tank of a car and it doesn't move, even when it's in drive. You're like pushing on the gas pedal. You're like, what is going on? No matter how much gas I put in this tank, it's just not going anywhere. And so you guys had to kind of deliberate. You guys had to ask yourselves, like, okay, like, what am I fucking doing here? You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, and it just kept devolving. It just kept devolving, even though there's love there, you know, like I always say on my live streams, like if love was enough, a lot more people will still be together, right? Yeah, I think that you were just at this point where you're like, yeah, this is just unstable. I don't know. I'm not really feeling the vibe. I'm ready to see what else is out there. You know, I'm ready, I need to change. I need to expand. I need to do something. So let's see that Hangman in the present position where it says you're very close to achieving your goal. Why is the Hangman there in the present position for my Scorpio placements? The Moon reversed. The Ten of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Wow. Okay. Like, I really think that you guys know what you want. Like, for the most part, I think that you guys know what you want when it comes to the kind of people you want to surround yourself with, the kind of relationship that you guys want, you know, who you want to be around your family, or what kind of relationships you want with your family. And there's a lot that's being revealed to you around that at this time, because you guys are kind of like hanging back and you're just thinking a lot about things, and you're having a brand new perspective on your emotions or your subconscious fears or what has held you back, even if it was yourself. And because of that awareness, you're able to kind of like surrender and like relax a little bit more. Because if it, like, let's say it is a relationship that you want, this awareness that you're having, which you had a similar awareness in the past, but it was in a different way. It was like, okay, it's almost like when you, it's like if somebody's an alcoholic, right? And they're finally like, okay, yep, I have a problem. You know what I'm saying? And then like they go to rehab. Okay. And then they're like, all right, this has really given me some insights. You know what I'm saying? It feels like that. And I'm not saying you're an alcoholic. Okay. It's about like whatever it is that you've been going through, which seems purely relational, but it can be more than that. Tell me about that Nine of Pentacles. Why is the Nine of Pentacles there? The King of Pentacles reversed. I think that you felt like somebody was a drain in your life. Like you may have felt like someone was a drain in your life, or it's that you guys may have relied on somebody else for some kind of financial stability or financial support. And you're like, ugh, gross, never again, you know? Or if you did have somebody who was like sucking you dry, sucking up all your finances and your energy and like making you sick or whatever, like there was a realization around that. You're like, no, I think I'm good. Like, I think I'm just good on my own, because you guys are getting to this point where you rather be by yourself than surrounded by, you know, I don't know, somebody's dusty son, you know, or a friend who's just sucking up all of your energy and your time and your money and whatever. You're like, I just rather like be alone because I know what I want when it comes to my connections. I know the kind of people that I want to surround myself with. I know what I want. And you want relationships in your life that are going to be beneficial to you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Relationships in your life should be an addition, not a subtraction, you know? Like adding to your life in a positive way. Now, if you can get somebody that comes in your life that can subtract, it needs to be like they're subtracting some debt or some bills. You know what I mean? Saying this as a Taurus rising, Taurus moon, Venus and Scorpio. Let's see that Nine of Cups and why it's there. Why is that Nine of Cups there? The Six of Pentacles. Damn, okay. I like it. You maybe, you know, I feel like you guys are having a lot of blessings at this time, or you'll see that this week or next week or whatever. You guys are having a lot of blessings around this time. And you feel very comfortable in your own skin with where you're at. And you seem to be making some money. You seem to be making some money, or for some of you, you could be giving to charity, but you're just self-sufficient and you just seem happy. Like you just seem happier than you were. Like, don't get me wrong, there was love in the past. Okay, maybe there still is. I don't know. But you are doing your solo thing. And it's either that maybe you guys are kind of like avoiding relationships, or if you are getting into relationships, I think that you're here to play the long game with that Ten of Pentacles. The Seven of Swords to the Hierophant. It can be somebody who is maybe avoiding commitment at this time because they're just happy with who they are, or it's like you're not going to settle. You want your Ten of Pentacles. If I have my Nine of Pentacles, if I'm the Nine of Pentacles, why would I not hold out for the Hierophant and the Ten of Pentacles? Why would I not hold out for the King creme de la creme? You know, why would I sell myself short? And so I feel like you need to keep that mentality, especially because this Oracle card says you're very close to achieving your goal. So let's see that King of Swords in the future position. Tell me about that King of Swords in the future position and why it's there for Scorpios. The Five of Pentacles reverse. You may get communication from somebody from your past. Somebody who may regret something. Eight of Swords, Five of Cups. They seem to be very stuck on something that they did. And it feels like they're just being very honest and being like straightforward with you. It doesn't feel like an emotional display of regret. It's more just like, you know what, I like did this and I would like to pay you back the money that I owe you. Five of Pentacles reverse. I would like to just give you some level of closure, you know, that let you know that I'm a big fucking idiot, you know, or I just want to let you know you don't have to pay me back that money that you owe me, or whatever it is, you know. For some of you, you are maybe getting out of some debt situation, like your debt is being paid off. Tell me about that, Lovers. Why is the Lovers here for Scorpio in the future position? The Five of Swords reverse. You know what? You know what this is reminding me of? Um, you know, like, and we've all done it. Anybody who's like created content, not just hear me out, okay? Anybody who's created content, you know, has probably watched videos on how to get more views on your videos, how to you know, write this, do this, like almost like trying to manipulate or trick people into watching your content. But then there's like people who are just like, no, I'm just going to stay authentic through and through. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to trick people into liking my content. I don't want to trick people into watching my content. Like, you're either going to watch or you're not, you know, and I'm just going to stay true to me. And then they really build a very loyal fan base, you know? And I feel like when it comes to love and relationships with you, like you are that person. You are that person that's like, yeah, I'm not going to trick anybody into liking me by feeling like I have to be somebody else or I have to da 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 da. Like you guys didn't play those games or you're not playing those games. And that's why you are bringing in somebody who is actually like in a one in a million, honestly, in my opinion. It could come from, damn, could be a Virgo or a Gemini, God forbid, right? No, I'm just kidding. You do have Gemini here. Lovers is Gemini. Magician is technically Mercury. Eight of Wands is Mercury. A lot of mercurial energy here. So it can be somebody online or at a distance that manifests some kind of conversation with you. It looks really good. I can't lie. Maybe it's a collaboration, you know? Why is the Two of Pentacles reversed for Scorpio in the future position? The Three of Pentacles reversed. Why? Okay. Two of Pentacles reversed, Three of Pentacles reversed with the Six of Pentacles reversed. Okay. So do you remember in the past position when you're like, I can give this to me, right? Like you are giving yourself your own level of happiness. And I was talking about how relationships should add to your life in a positive way. And to me, when this person comes in or whomever this is, you are probably going to get really serious about who you allow into your life and who you don't. For some of you, if it's like a client or some kind of a business partner or something, you may be like, that's not enough money. You're going to have to give me a little bit more cheddar. You know what I mean? If you feel like somebody is not coming at you in the way that you want to be loved or approached, or consulted, I think that you're going to pull back and you're going to be like, no, I think I'm worth more. Thank you so much. You know, like it very much feels like that. What's the guidance for that? The Three of Wands reversed. Don't lose your patience with something. It's asking you to be a little bit patient because there's something like someone is coming in and they can expand your network or they can expand something that you're doing in a way that you probably don't realize. So try to be patient. Like I'm not telling you to accept less than what you're worth or anything like that, but try to be patient with yourself because I feel like, and with another, because I feel like something that is coming in is way bigger than you think it is. I love you, Scorpio. Take care. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website at www.violettaalexis.com. If you would like to book a scheduled session with me or text and or call spontaneously, you can do so at hipsy.com/violettaalexis. All of that information can be found in the description box below or in the pinned comment in the chat. Thanks a lot, you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great mid-October.